everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are on Crescent Beach, and if you live in Nova Scotia, even if you don't, you might be wondering which one, because there's a number of them here in Nova Scotia. This one is in Lockport. This place is absolutely beautiful. As you guys can see behind me, is extremely foggy. Take a quick look around. So there is no more chances for photography right now because the fog is so thick that it's getting all the lens all foggy, and there's no chances, there's no visibility at all. It's raining a little bit as well, so we're hoping that the rain is going to stop. According to the weather forecast, it should stop in the next 90 minutes. We're hoping that that is the case. I'm gonna take a quick look here behind me, and that is the beautiful Crescent Beach in the fog. There are many chances, many subjects here, great subjects for photography. We just need to wait a little bit for the fog to clear just a tiny bit, because there is no visibility. As you see behind me, you can barely see anything, but that's not the issue, because some of the subjects are looking quite interesting, just because it's so thick that the lens is wet permanently, can't get any image. So we really have to wait a little bit for the fog to dissipate just enough to reveal some of the subjects here, and also give us a chance to photograph without having the front of the lens totally covered by the mist. But anyway, just take a quick look, and we are now waiting for the light to change a little bit, for the conditions, I should say, to change a little bit, and once that happens, then we'll be shooting. Right? Stay tuned. So we're here right now in this interesting field. I never seen a field like this covered by this type of flowers. I'll show you the flowers we're talking about. Let's switch. Here we go. So get one here close enough. This, I believe they might be thistle, but I'm not 100% sure. So if you guys know what these plants are, let's get a picture of one of them close up. And we have all this field completely covered by this beautiful plant. It's just really beautiful. I'll get a shot of one of these one here close, so you guys can help me to identify the name of these wildflowers. Very pretty. And there will be some wild roses there. Very, very beautiful. And the whole field, that's gonna be challenging because it's windy. So the light is not strong enough to shoot at very high shutter speed without cranking up the ISO. So it's gonna be a little bit of a challenge to put this back together in Photoshop. But the sun is attempting to break through. It just has to make it through this very thick layer of fog. But it's beautiful. It's looking so beautiful around. So beautiful. There's so many subjects that we saw on the way over here. Went to that point hoping to get to the sea, because we can hear the wave, but we can see it. It's really, really thick, the fog here, and it's creating those beautiful subject that comes here and there. So I'm not gonna wait till any more time talking. We're gonna get shooting right now, and light is getting better, so it's actually helping. So let's see what we can get. what do we get here? You have to bring it up to, because the camera follows me. So you have to bring it up to my face. There you go. Now you go.
Wild blueberries.
Can I have one?
Yep.
Delicious. Oh, really good. All right, so we have arrived to this wide open area, and the fog is rolling in. And it's, if you can see in the distance, well, this area is pretty much defined by those patches of greenery. You see those trees here. If you can actually see them, those patches over there, here and there, and a little bit over there and here. And it's just patches, just little groups of trees, and the fog rolling in is kind of defining there in the distance and pretty much removing totally the background. So we are all set up here, and take a few shots, see what we get. We drove earlier by this beach, and we didn't see it. It was so foggy that there was absolutely no visibility. So the fog is showing very far away in the horizon. I'm gonna lift the camera a little bit more to see. Yep, you should be able to see it over there. So we're gonna get a couple of shots here. Some of the shot without any filter, and some of the shot with an ND. I don't believe I'm gonna polarize this. I don't think so. There's not much reflection here to, reflecting light to polarize. But I would like to slow down a little bit the ripples in the water. I do not want to completely flatten them, so we might be going to something close to the second. If I can use the 6-stop to get somewhere near a second or just shy of a second, it should be fine. 10-stop would be a killer, I believe, so I don't want to slow this down to flatten the ripples, but I just want to slow them down a little bit. So here are the shot, f11. Some of them will have polarizer, some of them will not have any, ND filter, some of them will not have any filter at all. And we're gonna keep the ISO at 50, the lowest possible this camera is able to produce. You hear this shot? Okay. All right, so this is the area that keeps giving. We made it to the end of one road here that we don't really know exactly where we are, but it's absolutely beautiful, this area. I want to show you again. We remained under heavy fog, but it's working well. Mosquitoes as usual. All right, here's Here's the area, here's the composition we're working on. I'll turn the camera on in a minute. However, this is what we're looking at. One thing that I love in the foreground is that beautiful grass that is covered. Mosquitoes are really savage here. Anyway, just look at how beautiful the foreground, the grass here in the foreground looks. There is a path that we will attempt to get there, but seems to be blocked. So let's see if there is no any sign of private property. So I don't know if the block is to avoid vehicles to go in any further, and we can walk through that. Well, let's see what we can see from there. So here is the shot. All right, we crossed that fence and made it to this area, and it's a stretch that goes along the coast for miles. Goes this way, right behind me. However, because of the visibility, there's not much of a shot in this area. So the fog continues rolling in. So I'm gonna show you here behind me. Right behind me here, the fog is coming this way, and now some of the subjects that were kind of visible a few minutes ago are no longer visible. I was looking at getting to the end of that cove over there. It's becoming less and less and less visible. Hello friends. All right, so we made it all the way to Sable Island. This one is in the Barrington area, and it's no less beautiful, to be honest with you. The fog is gone for the day. Take a look in the distance. I wouldn't say gone. I would say it went up a little bit. We're supposed to be enjoying a beautiful sunset today, and it's happening somewhere else. We got the big cloud of fog in between us and the sun, and we're not gonna see the sunset. There is no light for the most. However, the place is still beautiful, and we are already here, so we are gonna be taking pictures regardless. We stumbled upon this beautiful place. This here apparently was an old dock or something that had been removed, and it left all these pieces behind. And between the reflection, the seaweed, and the very beautiful color of the water, it creates a very interesting subject. I'm gonna get a long exposure here. However, and that's a tip, notice that each one of those pylons is covered with seaweed. So if you do a long exposure here and you don't expose for each one of those pylons, the long exposure image is gonna show blurred because the wind is blowing the seaweed on top of each one of the pylons. So what I recommend to do is to get the correct shot at the correct speed for the pylons, and then take a long exposure for the water. This one I do really want to soften it, so I put the 10th stop on the lens, and we're gonna go ahead with that one. So we are all set. Here's the composition we got. I don't want to move the camera. What is this place? What happened here? Anyway, navigating through this island of Cape Sable Island, we have found a bunch of interesting sites to photograph. But anyway, this place looked like a dog cemetery or something. Not sure what happened here, but it surely creates some sort of interesting subject for photography. I don't have access to this area here where I would like to get to photograph the other end. Can't get there. So I had to photograph from this side. The camera is set up here. And that's the composition that we are looking at. So I have all these elements in the front that I rather don't have, but I can have it all, so there will be some cropping. But it's quite interesting, the look here, very interesting. It's very mysterious. Anyway, here is a shot.